Happy Monday, everyone, and welcome back to City Skylines. Oh, it picked an interesting train exiting the map area to show us in cinematic camera. So we have some interesting new stuff today. Let's go ahead and jump into the city. So I have installed a new mod, and I'm hoping it'll play nice with our existing city because I don't want to necessarily have to redo everything all at once, but the idea is that we would redo a lot of our transportation. The new mod that I'm checking out is actually called a Metro Overhaul, and it converts not necessarily trams, but subways into above-ground trains as well, and it allows you to connect more things throughout your city to a train system. So instead of having separate, and these are still good and they'll still function, but instead of having these separate passenger and cargo trains and our underground subways, which you can see here, there are new overhaul options, this menu being one of them here, so I'm going to try to kind of drag that out of the way whenever we pulled them up. But this gives us some really cool options for above ground and underground stations, and I'm hoping to also figure out how to do raised tracks above the street, because I think that would be really cool in some places, especially some of the crowded places that we've already jam-packed our into our city here. So yeah, let's start off by taking a look around our city, see if anything needs any immediate attention. I think we left it pretty well off last time. Emptying finished here, so let's just go ahead and stop emptying and let them use it again for now. Let's see what else we have flashing around our city. Anything down here? These jobs have been filling in nicely with our highly educated workers from last time. Nothing wrong in Pancake Town. How about Ramen Packet Island? You doing alright over here? They still really want that bounce house. There's a warden down here now. Stuff's gotten real. Is it a warden? No, that's just a businesswoman. Or a businessman. And a lady with a just purse. So there's visitors here. Anyway, yes. I can't let myself also be entranced by the bounce house. We'll be here all day. Okay. Oh, I'm also trying something else new with the music, but I may have to jump over and play a new track every time one finishes for now, because I haven't really cultivated a playlist just yet. We have a new options for music, so check that out too. And you'll need to let me know if my audio levels are off at all, if it's been difficult to hear the music or to hear me, because I've had to redo some of my audio adjustments recently. So yeah, let's check out some of our options. So we currently already have the tram that runs from this side of the town up through here down to the end over here. So what could we use? Well, we could probably use some sort of train starting up here, maybe running across this top area, and that might be a good experiment because this is very plain vanilla. Department store up here, but otherwise very plain vanilla residential commercial area. Kind of comes across the top of our university, but it would be nice to have transportation kind of near that. The only thing I would really worry about here is if we're cutting across here, we do have this area up here, so we may have to give it a bend, and that's a high school. So we could also move that if we need to. It's kind of eating into our university space. Speaking of the university, let's check on it really quick. We won a couple games. The next match is that today? No. There's something at the football stadium for the city, but this is the aquatic center for the college, so there's something in 2 days where we're going to be up against the Kansas Troopers. But yeah, let's check on our campus area info. Yeah, we're only halfway through the academic year. I mentioned that goes really slow. We're on like our 3rd episode of that, so we may have another episode or 2. It is interesting how the buses change colors as we get closer. They're fully green down here. Maybe we should make them white just so that it works properly. But when we zoom out, they turn white. I think the bottoms stay green from a distance, but it's very weird that they pop in and out like that. Yeah, okay, so I think I'm set on trying this. These guys are coming in from up here. I'm wondering if maybe we should move these solar towers and maybe put a station over here that all these people getting off the highway could use instead of having to drive all the way in, because they get kind of jammed up here. What do we have happening here? Let's turn off these lights. They're getting all backed up through here. And then right here there's no lights, so they were just getting kind of backed up by that. Let's tell them it's okay to pull into this intersection on these sides. If someone needs to turn, they'll work their way in. Like, let's see how this guy does his thing. Maybe we need to tell him that it's okay too. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of yield in this city. Yeah, they'll zipper. They'll figure it out. I'm willing to bet that that is going to alleviate a lot of our problems already. So we'll just kind of let them pull through. Yeah, a lot of it's them just slowing down to turn right here. And some of them getting on the highway here. Okay. Gotcha. So this turn slows them down a lot. What if instead of having to turn here and get on here, they got on from right here? That's an idea. Let's actually pause this for just a second so we can fix that really quick. But before we demolish that last piece, let's just grab it a little bit faster than going through the menu. Demolish it. Go back. So if this were to get on here, a little bit further down. Yeah, like that. And then if they were to be able to get off here, let's anarchy that in and then take a look at it. We can grab this. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't have a node in the middle? It seems like it bends down that far that it would. That's okay. Now, let's play another song. Yeah. Okay, let's bend this over then. That might flow the way that we want it to. Let's let's unpause now and kind of watch what they do. This road doesn't need to be here anymore. Sorry guys, drive out of the field. Also, a lot of the streams that I've been watching lately have had some issues with chat going in and out, so feel free to say hi if you're stopping in, just to let me know if chat's working. I think I mentioned that last week too, but it's been an off and on issue for a few streamers recently. Yeah, I'm comfortable with this now. I think it's kind of flowing a little bit better. Yeah, we can see here already the traffic's kind of broken up back here. It's clearing out. People are coming down here for the ones that need to get on. Yeah, we're good. They can get off here. Let's even tell them, let's see. Let's let this be a 2-lane. And then they merge right up here. Yeah, they're not stopping anymore. That's great. Seems to work pretty well. They're a little close together here, which I think has a little rendering ghost when we're a little further away, but oh, and the sidewalk. No. I thought the sidewalk was overlapping here, but that's the shadow from the light post. So, you know, yeah, we're good. Okay, anyway, yes. So what I'm thinking is that we'll have some sort of hub here for when they get off of the highway maybe, or maybe on this side of the road. But that means that we need to move these solar towers. I don't hate this area for the solar towers, so let's just... How much does it cost to move it legitimately and relocate it? 18,000? Yeah, we're fine. We don't need to fudge it. Let's not anarchy. Let's just move it legitimately. Might have a brownout while we're doing this. Can we fit 4 over here? Probably not. Now we'll make another road for some more. Let's put that a little closer here. Yeah, and then we'll put like a road here maybe, and then a couple more if we can fit them. The next time we need them. Oh yeah, and I guess you will need a reconsideration for water there. Alright, so now we have a little bit of room to play with here, and then this road stretches most of the length of the area that we want to cover with this new metro. So let's get to business here, taking a look at some of our new options. I really want to figure out how the above ground works first. Classic elevated metro station. So this is a station. So if we actually just take the new metro tunnel and then page up, what does this look like? So this is a new option. It doesn't have to be a tunnel anymore. It can actually run above ground. This is one of the things that the mod allows for. So is there a variant? Extra elevated pillars. That might be what we're looking for. So let's clear this out. Let's take a look. No, let's see. All barrier. Oh, it has like guardrails to keep people from walking onto the line. That's kind of neat. That's not what we're looking for just yet. What's classic look like? Oh! Okay, this might be what we're looking for. So I'm looking for something raised above the street. Oh, we have the solar tower's kind of getting in the way of our camera there. Okay, let's delete some of these and play with that, because I think that classic might be what we want to go for, and then I believe there may be a way to widen that. So let's see, we have classic, double, two-way, extra elevated pillars. No, page up, page down. So modern. What if we put it like over the road? No, it wants to actually touch that, so that's not it either. Let me actually take a look on the Steam page really quick. Which, if you're interested in this mod, I'll put a link in the description for the YouTube video. Let's see, Metro Overhaul mod. Common problems. No pillars are missing, no problems. Parallel road tool. First person. No, we're all good there. Instructions. Set up your transport lines. Start by placing a depot. Ensure that all of the associated assets are enabled in the in-game content manager. Let's make sure. I believe that they are. Oops, let's see statistics. You know what? We can't see assets from here, though. So just a moment here. Let me take a look. Got all the required items. I know that there was a tutorial video. Let's see here. That talks about how to do the raised over the road sections. Let's listen to it and see.
Elevated pillars for higher networks, which is really cool. That was something I've been working with Tim the Terror. Well, there's a station underneath here that some trains stop at and some don't. So it kind of the first-person camera, and
so they have neat
got a station
above-road trains.
Set of them like pieced out, so you can build these huge truss structures and everything yourself, which I'm super excited for. What? No. Yeah, that's right. I've got double tracks like one way, so we can DIY 4-track stuff. I think that's a future task. They're trying to figure out a way to.
Okay, well, we will try to anarchy it on and see how that turns out. So let's give it a try. So let's start this stretch of road here. Before we even build the station, let's see if we can actually manage to make something stand on either side. Can we rotate? Can we anarchy above it? that's not what we wanted. Because it connected to the road in a very strange way. So we're looking for that. Let's see here. These are all stations. Is it on? It's on a tram. Here we go. This might be what we're looking for. Train category. 32. Oh yeah, that looks nice. Above road. Can we rotate? Right click does not seem to be letting us rotate. Can we just click and place above the road? Hey, okay, let's deselect. Let's take a look at it. Okay, now that is in the middle of the road, so that won't do, but it's close. Right, so let's pull this back some. Just say, okay, if that's where our train is allowed to go, we have the road passing underneath here. That's pretty awesome. We don't have to do the tunnel underneath. We can actually extend that out from there. Yeah, okay. Let's continue that along this road and kind of see how this pans out. So, we're probably going to have to be mindful of intersections and stop just before intersections. So, let's see if we can aim this correctly. Interestingly, it's wanting to snap to the side some. Do that, so let's just turn off all snapping. Yeah, we'll have to manually do this, which I'm okay with. This project, so let's bring this in and have them stop right around there. And it does kind of curve inward here, so let's kind of follow this curve here. There we go. Bring it down, stop one right here. Bring it down to this intersection here. No, they don't like the train nearby. Might be noisy. Stop there. This will definitely automatically generate pillars in the middle of the road if we don't stop before the intersections. There we go. So we're getting down towards the university now. Okay, so this is where that high school is. I don't know how well this would bend around the corner, but we may actually be able to have the train go over the high school, so let's try it. Can we go up? Can we go up high enough that we're not actually... We can. Is this too high up? That is like a roller coaster. That's probably not great. But you know what? We could anarchy that. We could use the move it tool rather to move that down and just make it make more sense. So where do we want to continue over from? Right over here. So let's actually continue. Let's kind of go curve. This might be really weird. We can. And then let's bring it down to here. I'm okay with knocking out those buildings on the end. They'll kind of rebuild, and we'll use the move it tool to adjust this. So is this high enough? Is that as high as the others were? Let's see. Let's deselect for a moment. So we have a light pole here that is just inside the road. So we're probably going to have to raise it some because let's look back all the way over here. Now these light poles went up into it too. Do we want to raise all of these? Do they stick out of the top? Not. Oh, let's see. Yeah, they... No, that's the cord. Those are the cables for the actual train. So it looks like they don't stick up through the top. It's just tall enough that it's covering them. I'm okay with that. So let's go ahead and just lower this to a normal height so that it looks nice. If we can get the node selected. There we go. Let's bring this down. So we do want it to still kind of look like it's coming up over to the school. Coming up over the school, I like that. But let's just kind of bring that in there. And then these are about the same height, so let me just select both of these. If I can get that node 2, I had it. We're like 1 pixel away. Where were you? I saw it for a moment. Oh well, let's move the camera and get to it. There we go. So shift select, so we've selected both of those. Let's lower them both. There we go. So it's still raised through here. We can still do some more university buildings probably, and then it kind of comes down at this more gentle slope. So let's also maybe raise that just a little bit. There we go. Now we can continue from here. Let's go back to straight pieces. Let's say we have one to here and then they turn. Now where are we going with this? We're going all the way down this main strip here and it stops here. So maybe we'll bring the train above this park. Maybe? Or maybe it stops near here. Yeah, that park might be a good place for the new station because this is just the neighborhood. So yeah, let's just bring it down the rest of the way down this road. So we'll stop here before this intersection. We'll come to the other side of the intersection. And then all the way down the road here, and we'll stop here for now. Alright, so I think that looks pretty cool. It actually looks like the supports are installed in some of the buildings that are nearby. It may clash with some of the styles here or there, but I think that looks pretty cool. Got kind of a New York vibe going on here. So let's go back down to the other end. Also, we're going to have to figure out stops, which I think we could do a raised stop here and there. We'll need to figure that out too. I just wanted to see how that would look along a stretch of street, and I think that turned out looking pretty nice. So let's consider a stop over here. So we have... Now the real question is, should we make it a train stop or use the new... Because I think they're fused together. I think they all work as trains. Yeah, here's the elevated metro station, so these can go in any of these spots and they'll actually walk up from the sidewalk. But let's do ground metro, and there are some neat settings for some of these. So maybe not that one. Oh, we have modern and classic, but let's see here. We have terminus station. These stations were modded in. Train station 1. Yeah, all of these are standard stations. Then we have the underground metro station. So these actually have... Hey, Matt! Welcome. We are playing with one of your favorites today. We're playing with transportation with the new mod, Metro Overhaul. So I don't think I want to do underground here because we're doing the above ground station, but one of the neat things that you can do with this mod is you can actually play with the depth of how far underground the tunnel is. You can do an angle from the actual station, so you can kind of see how it's set at an angle from where the actual square is. You can also do a bend of your station, so you can give it a specific bend in one direction or the other to better fit whatever underground tunnels you're using. In this case, though... yeah, that's the one. So I think what I'm going to do here, though, is try to do an above ground, because we have placed an above ground track going the length of the north side of town. So let's see, and if this works, then we may blend our subway with this, and we may have pieces that connect them. Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. I had a backup saved of my city. It installed seamlessly, so everything old still works and everything new can be layered on top. And the mod actually is friendly in I noticed in the settings that you can actually check a box. If you ever intend to take the mod off, you can check a box, start your game with that box checked, and it will convert everything from the mod back to vanilla. So you can remove the mod and still keep your city after you've used it. It just changes things back to trains and subways. But with the mod in, it fuses them together, but everything that you've already placed in the past still works. And I checked on my subway stations and trains when I first booted up, and they seem good. So I'm excited so far. I think it's working really well. So yeah, I think we'll start with the ground metro here. And I think what I'd like to do is connect it to this road nearby to this exit, and maybe give some parking nearby, but I'm trying to think about what the best way to connect this might be. I mean, it looks like it would be pretty easy just to connect those rails in a curve right here. And then maybe we do like some parking and stuff back over here, because we have a lot of people getting off the highway here and driving into town. I'd like to give them a metro option. So yeah, let's take this. It's listed as tunnel still, but you still just connect it the same way. In fact, let's give it a curve here. Let's see. Oh no, because that was actually from the train collection. Let's do that a little differently. See if this works the way that I thought it would. Under the train selection, we had these raised ones here, but I wonder if you bring them down, if you have to alternate between the types or not. Let's see. We'll snap to angle and everything again. So come straight out and then curve in to connect here. Yes, and then page down. Oh no, it's got to stay raised. Okay, so we can do a little bit of a hybrid here. We'll have it bring out to here. I will take this node here, just bring it down like a half, so it gets a subtle ramp. And then let's just take the normal train tracks here. Put that in a curve. Now it brought the dirt up. Also, it didn't connect the way that I thought that it would. Okay, so this is... I guess maybe there's still a distinction between metro or not. I mean, I guess we could make it a train station, but I thought that it was supposed to be metro. Elevated metro station. And it looks like it works with these, right? No, maybe not. Space already occupied. It's going to take some finagling, but we will see if we can get this to work. So what happens if we try to connect this again? So it stops here. But I thought we had raised metro. Maybe I'm missing it and they are still separate, because these are raised train rail. But what happens when we... Okay, let's say if we try to upgrade this. It is raised, and it does have the stanchions. So maybe that's what we need to do. We need to upgrade this to... Oh wait, no, that's train, right? What happens if we upgrade it to metro tunnel? Can we? We cannot. That is a shame, because I really would have liked for that to connect, but I guess we could make it train. Oh no, yeah, see, that's not going to be very good. That's in the middle of the road. So yeah, okay, let's switch that back to train then, and we'll just play with train for now. Is that right? 32? There we go. Now they have the wide connections. This can be single. And then I guess we get rid of this for now. We just go with a train station. This may be a good option for, let's see, end of the line train station with 12 platforms. We don't need that many platforms. That's huge. Multi-platform, that's also got a lot. We had some modded in train stations though that looked really cool. That's a good one. Then we have like a kind of classic Japanese train station here. Yeah, let's try that one. So let's put that in. that looks pretty cool. And then let's bring this over and connect it. There we go. So that's going to function as a train station. I will look up more Metro, either on a break in a moment or between our next episode, depending on how well this works out. But let's see what else we have here. We have double track cargo. We don't need cargo. Railway trench underground, which is pretty cool. And then these are up on a wall. Okay. So we don't get the same cool options for stops, which means we can't do many stops along the way. It would just be end to end unless we... Like, what happens if we put in a stop and then put a walkway up to it? Would that work? We did a train line. Can it stop in the middle? Let's find out. So we have... create a new line from here. You can't stop it in the middle. You actually have to have a train station somewhere along the way. So the best place for that then might be near here where it breaks off of the road halfway and then at the end. Which means we gotta move the high school and put a train station here. I'm not too upset about that. We can move the high school. The high school could go down here. Could be next to the Opera House. Excuse me. Hiccups. Yeah. Let's move this. This parking for the Opera House that nobody's been using. We'll actually use that over here. Put some parking in next to the train station. And then we'll take the high school here. And we'll move it over here next to the Opera House. Why not? Still services the same general area here. And then we need a small road to come down here. Let's take a 2-lane with trees. Let's bring it off of here and have it come straight down this way. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. And let's put a train station in here, which means we need to take out a chunk of this. It's fine, we'll reconnect it in a moment. We did bring this up, and I did like how it looked when it was coming over the school too, so that's a shame, but take that out for now. This will probably be fine. And then let's look at our train station option here. So we have the normal train station, which is super long. Did any of these have a shorter length? If not, maybe we'll need to bring that down at an angle now that I'm looking at it. Now they all seem to be distributor center. No. Yeah, they all seem to be about the same length. So in that case, we'll put it in at an angle here. And that is going to look quite a bit different. Okay, let's jump over to road. See if we can achieve this. Bring the road down at an angle here, like that. Put in the train station. We could do another classic looking train station for this line. Bring it all the way down here. It's going to kind of change how it exits, but Clark Cable. I don't even know what that achievement's for. What was that? Let's see. Clark Cable. Transport 5,000 passengers with cable cars. So they've been using that cable car that we installed last time, that's for sure. Alright, so our train lines now need to do a funky bit here. They need to... Oh, you know what? No. This could be so much better. Let's take that out. Let's take this out. And all we really need to do is use the longer portion of the map right here. Probably right there. Just bring it all the way over. Then, when we put this in, a little higher, a little higher. Back to road. A little higher, up here, like that. That all the way over. Sorry, I know you just moved in, but... Now when we place this here, a little lower, a little lower. We'll get it right this time. About right. Is that what we're forced to use? Let's see. That was about right here. Is that too low? Is it one square in between those two? I bet it is. So let's turn off the snapping here. We'll allow the angle snapping. Where was it? Was it? It doesn't want to let us have that one space between the two, does it? Is that it? That might be it. I think when we got closer, it let us do it. If not, we can make it work. It's still like one square too high, but that's fine. This is close enough. This is what we were kind of looking for. In fact, we could just use the move it tool and make it work as well. But let's see about connecting this. We could even take this here, move it down some. Not so low that it seems dangerously low for the street. But I think we can make this work. Let's take the train track. Let's see what connecting it looks like, and then we may have to move it around. Just straight on, anarchy it in, see what that looks like. How does the road look here? That's way too close to the road. I mean, cars driving under it, but it's still too close. Okay. So let's say this gets moved out and down some. Oh, nice. It's still close enough to the road. How does that look? That looks more reasonable. People are kind of walking under it weird, but I think that'll be fine. For now, at least. We can maybe even come out just a little bit more, like that. And honestly, if we wanted to, we could probably page up, raise the earth a little bit. Just kind of naturally make it make more sense there. So how does this look on this side? That's super weird. Let's bring the road up too. Yeah, those get paged up. That way the parking doesn't look like it's on a hill. Okay, so this is raised. This section here doesn't have to be that far out, but we'll just bring that in like that. There we go. I don't like that it doesn't render underneath things very well like that. We can maybe bring the earth up a little bit just under that gap. Let's go ahead and try that for a moment. Let's say we want to do a level terrain with this level through here. Is that how that works? Oh, we have a brush size. Bring it up. No idea exactly what was happening. I guess it was raising it back over here. I think the road is forcing it to be at a certain height. I'm okay with this for now. We're not gonna like look underneath here very often, so that'll be the abyss that you just shouldn't visit. Alright, so now we have this raised bit here, which we'll probably have to redo and just take out this building. The Barlow residence. Sorry, Barlows. We're actually just going to bring this down. We can maybe give it a curve. No. No. Let's give it a straight shot. And then just kind of give it another look here with the move tool. So this side here could definitely stand to come up. That looks like it should have a support post. In fact, I bet if we chose this kind, it might get one. There we go. Now let's look in. Oh, that's actually almost not bad already. Just kind of move it back and it'll put the post in the middle of the road. That is not bad. It's at an angle, which is a little strange. How about this side? Not bad, and then it goes straight this way. So now we have a stop here. Alright. And then at the end, down here, we have room for another train station here. We're going to have to carve out a couple houses, and we're going to have to move this small park. Small park is not small. Let's say, in order to make up for that, let's take the road. What do we have here? That's a high school. Supermarket. Let's move the high school over. Let's see. We're going to have to put the train station in up here if it'll fit. If we can get it to fit. We may have to take out or move part of this road. I'm thinking we give them another section of their neighborhood down here, just to kind of make up for it. So let's grab that type of road right there. Let's bring it down from here. Bring it over to here. So we'll connect that. We'll zone it in just a moment. Or why not? We'll go ahead and zone it now. There we go. Let's make sure they've got water. Yeah, they're good there. And now let's move the park. They can also have the park, which is going to eat up a good part of it, but the park can be between the power lines over here. Mad happy. Okay, so what does a train station look like here now? It's super long. So it is definitely going to eat into those, but I think we can stop it just before the road over here on the left. So there. Let's take a look at that. That's what it looks like so far. We need to connect these two, which means we'll probably have to knock out these buildings and bring it over at an angle to connect it. Okay. At least we know what we need to do. That was an accident. Sorry, road. Do we de-zone that too? That's fine, it actually took care of the buildings for us. So we have to be careful when we're actually tearing up the train track that we actually get the track and not the road underneath. Duly noted. Alright, so let's grab the raised train track. There we go. Let's bring it over in an angle. In fact, let's just go ahead and tell it to connect. And then let's fix it if we need to. Again, it already kind of was in the middle, so that's great. Kind of comes up all at once, so maybe we can lower it here to kind of ease it up a little bit. Just make it so it doesn't look super too close to the road here. So it kind of comes up like a little bit of a bump here. Can we even that out some? The other node's over here. We kind of bring that down just a little bit, but it looks like it's going to have the zigzag no matter what, so maybe we don't. Maybe we just leave it like that. Train comes down here and then goes back. So we have 3 stations. 1, 2, 3. One at the far end over here. These would be pretty close together if we were to put another one like in here. So I think these are going to be the best stops for now. And then we may actually be able to connect this to the overall train network too. Let's see, if this came off of here, the other train's right over here, crosses the river here. So I bet we could join them just on the other side of the highway here if we brought this maybe down under or over. I kind of like over. I like the idea of doing above ground stuff right now so that we can watch it. But part of this mod also renders tunnels, so you can go first-person camera into the subway down into the tunnel if you want to. But again, we're going to have to figure out exactly how the above ground and underground works for that. So in that case, then we know we're going to want to move this, which we just put here. But we will legitimately move the parking over to this other side. There we go. Just in case anyone wants to use it, they may or may not. All right, so yeah, let's take a raised train from here across and maybe even connect it to the main line, and then we can do something off of the existing train down here too, and kind of have it come down. So bring this up. See, we want it to go this way. We know that already. So maybe we go up. Let me place that. Kind of see how that looks. Ooh, that's a long piece there. Let's bring that out just a little bit so the leg's not in the road. Maybe we also bring that over. Kind of a curve here. Ooh, that put one there. That's very weird. Can we get rid of that? Bring that back over. How does that look from above? Kind of wiggly. Comes out of the way of the solar tower, so it makes logical sense. This is going to take a turn out and then in and cross over the highway here and then join on this side. So let's go ahead and just give it a curve. Let's see if that curves over well. You can already see the stands there. Let's try to get them in the middle of the highway. Let's look at that. Okay, that broke that electric line. Is that necessary? We can actually just put it over here. There we go. So now it curves over here. Let's curve it back and then bring it down. So we'll take from here, straight out and up. Then we'll do regular train from here, straight in. Oh, it wants to curve, okay. Let's do that, and then let's fix the curve, because it doesn't need to like snake all around here. Let's say, with the move it tool, grab this and move it in. And essentially all this can be a little bit normal shaped. Okay with that. Now how's this look? That's right in the middle of the highway, so let's move that over. That's got to curve that way so that this can come up here a little bit. So that makes the curves a little bit more useful in that way, because it shapes how these legs are going to be in the road. That needs to be straight-ish. Unless we want to make it, well, we could do this. Kind of have it go across at that angle, in which case this would come down here. That kind of looks neat. Bring this straight down. Bring this down. And then we need to look at this and make sure this doesn't have any weird stuff. There we go. So that just goes straight over the road here. It's maybe even more raised than it needs to be here. So that's another thing we can do. We can take this, this, this. Let's zoom in a little bit. That. Let's page down until they're even with this. Then let's grab this one. Yeah, they don't have to be this high. Bring that down. Yeah, there we go. So you're coming down the road here. Yeah, you pass underneath that. That looks normal. All of that looks normal. Crosses over in kind of a squiggle here. And then it joins with that track right there. Nice. Okay, so let's add some stops. So we could create a line. It comes from down here. Comes up to here. Yeah, add a stop, please. Can we? Maybe. Does it not want to connect? What if we, like, create a line from here? Does it at least come down here? That works. So let's start with these. And then let's see, what's wrong here? Drag to add a new stop. I'm dragging. Cannot find path. Can't find the path between here? Taking that? This wasn't one way, was it? It's joined here. And here, and the blue line gets on there just fine. So I wonder if it would need some sort of turnaround, like maybe it wants to come up this track, but it needs this. How do you do a crisscross track section to let it swap over? That is an interesting question. There are some track turnarounds. Like here's a three-way. Let me try something here. Because I wonder if we also took this the other direction and we said, okay, let's say it was connected here and here too, right? We have to actually bend it, but let's say that track was there, right? Ooh, that's kind of actually, it's kind of interesting. kind of like that. Let's make that work. Oh, why'd you have to go be weird with the rail? Okay, just we'll pretend like you have support. That doesn't have to be that high. Just needs to give it room. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay. Anyway, what I was trying to do here was to give some sort of like, you can go that way or you can go this way, but that still doesn't let them get onto the appropriate track from over here, I don't think. So if my theory is correct, I still wouldn't be able to drag to add a stop. It'll say it can't find the path. Yeah, can't find the path. Okay. So I think what it would need then is the ability to turn around on here somehow. Which is a weird thought for the train track, but so it would need the ability to come down on the left track and get crossed over to the right track. Or can we do... Let's see, can we do a station without a stop? Would that allow for a crossover track? Let me try something really quick here. Let's say if we were to... We'd have to put in a roadside. Just to test a theory, because otherwise functionally this wouldn't make much sense. But let's say if we had a roadside here. Right there. Let's also pause for just a moment, and that way we don't upset our trains. Oh, we have to let them pass. Go ahead, train. There you go. Okay. So if we were to take this out, and now that I look at it, this just needs to be much closer over here. Then we take a train station here. Place it there. Connect the train here. See, it has the crossovers in the actual train station itself. And if my theory is correct here, it should be able to find the path now, even though we don't need to use this station for anything. I don't know if I'll want to keep it, if that's the case, but right now I just need to test this theory to see if that's how that works, in which case it would be neat to find a modded, like, just crossover track, like a patch track or something like that. But let's check it out now. Okay, so it did repair the blue line. So let's see if we can take and drag this down now. Can't find path. No, it still can't do it. Well, part of me is relieved because this wouldn't have made much like logistical sense, but I'm still confused. As to what part of the path it can't find. Let's make sure our lines look good. I think it's just gonna look like that. Alright, so as long as the blue line comes back. What are you doing? You waiting? The little backed up with out-of-town trains. Is it trying to pull into that side? Man, we have a lot of out-of-town trains coming. Okay, yeah, it's pulling in. So I guess they're taking turns. Where do you pull out this side? I bet you do. Autosave? Okay, yeah. Is Orange gonna go next? Yeah, okay, they're taking turns. Let's see what's up with this electrical here. Oh, that's the one we just ran. Doesn't go anywhere now. So now, this still confuses me. Let's check on the line that's currently a thing. Do we have trains on the line? We do. We are the red train. In our city of the future. So it stopped in the cover. Stop. Pretty awesome. Skipping all the traffic. And that slope doesn't look too bad. Let's kind of just follow it to its natural conclusion. All the way down the road here. So it takes this turn here. Oh yeah, that looks cool. And then this ramp here. Down into that final stop, and then it should... Those solar towers mess with the camera every time. Okay, so yeah, it crossed back over to the right-hand side. So they drive on the right just like cars. So when driving on the right... Oh! Okay, so this might explain the last time we tried. To get that to work. So, okay. Now let's just kind of like map it out ourselves. Okay, so they're right on the right-hand side of this track. Let's turn off the Move It tool so we don't get as many things on the screen. That's the problem. This turn is too sharp. Well, that's easily fixable, especially if we do it on this side. Yeah, there it goes. That fixed it right there. Never mind. So all of that work that we did here wasn't necessary. However, I think this turn's going to be pretty cool if we add something that goes over to the other side eventually. So this connects. Just checking all this. All this looks good. This split, even though the wood kind of weirds out right here, I think that works. Bring it out. It doesn't have to come from the same point. That might be... Let's say this is just here. It is in itself a crossover. Let's take out that support there. Just bring that in. Nope, that turned the corner a bit much. So this we could bring up then. Okay. That looks good. I guess we'll deal with that bend as it is. Okay, so this just comes over and down. So we don't need to do the whole under thing necessarily, as long as it would curve off, but I kind of like it when it works. So let's do it from further back. from here. Come down. Yeah, like that. And I think as long as the metal's there, I think it'll work. So then we'll take this and curve it up into that. Yeah, that'll work. So this right here can be up here some. Make those curves a little bit more natural. And then it doesn't break this. Okay, now I bet if we try to drag that stop out, that it should work. Okay, here we go. Drag to add a new stop. Come on down here. Hey, there we go. However, now that we've actually got the thing to function the way that we want, we were seeing it all back up earlier with these trains coming in from out of town, so we'll see. We'll see how well that works. We may actually need to do that big hub over here. I mean, we only need like 2 lines, but what would that look like? Multi-platform in-station, 12 platforms. 12 platforms, so these are about the same. It's huge. It would stick out that far. And they need to actually like plug in from the other side, like from the river side, so that wouldn't really work out. What about this one? Oh, okay. So that would work better, and we could have the international. We could have the ones coming from other cities plug into its own dock. Let's try that. We may have to redo the 2 stops that we have here. 2 stops? Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so let's wait for that to leave. Let's pause a moment. Tear this out. Yes, I'm sure. And then put... Okay, we need to take out a couple more lengths of this. Put this in here. And then what we can do is actually run a split. So this to here can be a thing. And then like one from here. And even one from here. Similarly, and I guess I'll connect them, but they can just choose alternate ones. Let's take this down some. They can choose alternate paths if someone is already parked in one. I'm curious as to whether that'll happen naturally, but let's find out. So every other one, go ahead and connect here. Let's see if that actually worked for those. Yeah, the rails look good. So every other one is connected. So then we need to tell our stops. So drag stop to move it. Move the stop to there. Then can I get the other one? Almost. Where's the other stop? I need to bring the orange one back out here, I think. Okay, they look like they end here. Is that the same for the other side? Is that normal? That is not normal. Let's actually go to the train lines. That's the bus. Oh, that's the bus. that's the metro, that's the train. So the orange and blue. Let's take out the orange one completely. Yes. And then let's see. Okay. Okay, the stop thing disappeared. So now let's go from scratch. Create a new line from there. And then you come down here first to that one. And to that one. And back to there. Back to there. Back to there. Back to there. Do we need to do the same thing for blue? Or do we just unpause it? Yeah, unpausing it seemed to have worked. So, actually, now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking what we need to do is figure out which of these docks the intercity trains are going to prefer. Yeah, I may need to redo the blue so that thing goes away. And then put the blue line on a different one and the orange line on yet a different one. But we'll know as soon as one arrives. We may have to wait until some of the ones that have spawned leave the area. Let's see. Let's actually go to this. Let's say, okay, we know we want blue. How do we remove a stop? Drag a stop to move it. Okay. Could not find path. I don't blame you for not moving just yet. Okay, let's just recreate them completely. Oh, this is also blue? Oh, it's purple. That's weird. Let's do this. Let's pause. Yeah, we're looking at... Here we go. So let's just take all three of these completely out. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking for this. We know what we want for orange. Let's create a new line from down here to here to here. And then you actually come in and you park way up here. Yeah, and then you back out to here, to here, and to here. So you only park in that top area. Then, we know we want the blue line to come all the way down and around to, where did we put it? We put it down here, didn't we? Yeah, we put it here in the middle. So we want to create a line here. And you're really just going to come all the way down here and up to the middle and back. You are the express line to the other side of the map. So you complete your line there, and then this one can be available for the other trains that come in. So why do you have a broken thing? Unpause. I think that may just be a glitchy part of this station. Like when you're up close it looks fine. When you're far away it just looks like it has nothing docked there, even though it does. That's not cool, but maybe we wait until things actually dock. See how they behave. So we have a purple line and a blue line now. Okay. Let's watch it for a moment and kind of see how they roll in. Oh, you know what? We've been playing without music for forever. This is why I need playlists. I know my voice is music to the ears, but... Okay, so that must be the express to the other side. Oh, he disappeared. So maybe some of them are resetting as well. What do that we have here. I'm okay with a little bit of waiting if it means that they're spacing out. Oh, some of these trains need to despawn because the orange is the old color. So I bet they're going to pull up through here. Autosave. Nice, okay. Right. Blue and purple are the current colors. We haven't had many tourists come out of here just yet because we haven't had any trains come in from out of town and stop here. From this side. I'm hoping they use the bottom when they do. Because these trains are pulling in nicely. Honestly, if there was a 3-lane option, I would use that so we don't have these like excessive middle lines, but that's fine. Again, I think it'll be a little bit before we see some trains come in from out of town. They probably ended up still deciding that they wanted to be tourists. They probably ended up all coming down here, which means that they may be... No, they're not lined up. Okay. Oh my, okay. So what's your deal? That all of the not operating, no workers at all. What happened? No workers. Forget not educated, like you don't have any like uneducated people working here either. What's going on up here? We don't have people moving out really. Have a positive like 40,000. What was our last? Our last unlock was at 40,000, so we've gained like 800 people since then. At least I haven't seen them leaving. What's up with that? And it's just this area too. I mean, we haven't been over here looking at it in a while. Like, it's not like it doesn't exist. It's the area that we told to upgrade to educated workers to give our educated people something to do. How about here in our office buildings? Highly educated, well-educated, uneducated. Okay. Pretty much filled up on workers in that first one. Close here. This one I already clicked on, I think. I mean, we could take that back off, that policy. I mean, recreational uses on that might also impact it. Industry 4.0, okay, let's go ahead and take it off and see if we get more uneducated people popping in here. Surely it wasn't resolved that fast. Really? We were seeing like zeros in here. Whatever. I think we're going to see the opposite problem later. Ooh, look at all these trains. That's really cool. I kind of feel like this would work better if like the trains could come out the other side, but the way that we've designed this, it's just kind of like plug in and out, so they have to wait their turn. Okay, let's jump back over here and see if we're getting people from out of town now. Still no. Is this connected? Again, I think that the metal being connected is what we need, right? Like the wood doesn't impact it. The wood slats look weird, but they are connected. And I forget if you can tell it. Yeah, allow intercity trains. Yeah, we're checked. Let's uncheck it and check it again. So which one is this? The Knights of the Roundabout Shuttle. Sterling District doesn't take as many people. But the Knights of the Roundabout Shuttle is the purple line. Oh, the purple line takes the most people. Interesting. Well, right now we don't have a lot of people coming down here to leave town, I guess. Maybe this is just too... I did anarchy this in. I don't know, I'm just feeling weird about it. So let's take it out and then redo it. This. All that. So let's take this train track here. Let's give you a curve from here up to here. So long ways. And then this can be straight. Try to... There we go, anarchy off. Let's try to just add you in naturally. There you go. So this actually naturally worked this way without anarchy. So wondering if they'll find their way there. Because they can come back out again. Why does it act like it's not connected? Do we need to connect all of them? Because I can try that. That might be a little weird and wobbly out here, but sure, let's pause again, let's try it. Just to see if it gets rid of that icon. Again, we're experimenting. Sure. You to there. You to there. This actually isn't as terrible as I thought it would look. I guess we could do the same thing over here. Let's take this and curve it way out if we can. And back in. There we go. That looks alright. And then, yeah, we'll just connect right where it thinks is appropriate. At the earliest possible convenience. For each one of these. We essentially have a rail yard. And let's check and make sure that our routes look good. I mean, you kind of need to be here now. How do I grab the stop to move it? We're going to have the same problem we had earlier. Drag stop to move it. There we go. So yeah, we just kind of move it to itself. There we go. Drag stop to move it to itself. Looking good. Unpause. Zoom out. Okay, now we no longer have that little floating disconnect. So I guess, you know, international trains, maybe they wanted to go to like 2, 4, or 6. So again, let's watch it for just a moment. See what's up. It's funny that they wait for each other even though they have all of these different lanes, just because that's how that works for that stop for them. I guess while we're waiting, because again, they may need to realize and spawn in some trains from the outskirts of the map to kind of pull into those areas. Let's kind of follow... Let's follow the blue train as he comes back out. And while we do that, I'm going to take just a quick couple minutes for a break, and I will be right back. And I'm back. And I promise next time we'll actually have a continuous playlist that won't stop every few minutes, but this looks good. Excuse me. I get so many hiccups at night lately. So what are these orange? You know what? These are international, and they're coming into town, and then they're leaving, and they may actually tie up my train tracks, so I can choose not to allow them out here. I think that's what I'm going to do. I didn't think about that before, but they can stop at the end. They can stop down here at the main hub, get off here, and transfer to another train. Yeah, that's what they're gonna do. No intercity trains here, my friend. So if this train were to continue, where would it go? So this neighborhood's in the way, so it would either become a tunnel here, or it would go up and over. I might be okay with it becoming a tunnel temporarily, and then coming over here to slag farms. But it might be a cool way to get over here, because right now the only way to get to slag farms is to drive or take the bus. I don't even know if the bus comes all the way over here. Maybe another bus route we can have. This cable car was a really good idea. Do people still walk it? I don't think anyone walks anymore. They've all heard of the cable car. And then this side. Yeah, we got a few people from here too. So, what can we do here? Here's the train line that we could split off of and have a train station nearby. Maybe even a walking path or a bridge. Kind of like the idea of a walking path over to a train station over here. Just for pedestrians only for now, until we actually want to develop like this area if we ever do. But yeah, so we have the train line here. How can we utilize trains more? What were you doing? So I'd still like to see an intercity train come and stop here, because this is where they have to stop. Here or down, way down here. Which I'm still okay with them here. They don't seem to be tying this up necessarily. here we go. I knew they'd show up eventually. It just took them a little while. And they are preferring to use number 4 for right now for whatever reason. Or number 1, or number 2. Okay, so this one is going to be kind of in the way. Thanks for the autosave. This one is going to be kind of in the way if one of our other trains show up. But you know what? It's less often, so if they're just random, I'm okay with that. You know what? That's cool. And here they come. They're pouring out. 244 passenger service in the last 10 minutes. Here's one from the other side of town. Very nice. Okay, alright. So let's think about how else we could use trains. Let's see about continuing this one that has made its way so successfully through our town so far. I think what we should do here, sorry pine residents, but this may heavily impact you and the poplars and the chestnuts, but it's really all like tree names. Interesting. I think we need to make a raised street here. So let me pause. Tear you out. Stretch. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Across. Then down. Oh, you guys are affected as well. Sorry about that, but we can maybe put some other stuff in here that'll stretch a little bit better. In fact, we can probably bring this in here and do something creative back here. Let's not snap it though. Straight in. Let's unpause. We need to be paused now. These guys are going to move out. The train track will now have room to go under this bridge. Maybe. At least I'm hoping that that's the case here. I thought the road looked wonky there for a minute, but it actually looks okay. It's just gets a little weird down here, but we're fine. Houses moved out and teleported over the bridge. And that one had to move too. You're still zoned. Someone could move in here the next time we have residential. We actually do have some people moving out. That could be the buildings that we just got rid of. I think we want to take our train down into a tunnel here, underneath. And we'll go under the river here. Then what? Or do we go up? Over these houses in kind of a tacky style. Cross the river with raised train tracks, which, again, I do like my raised train tracks. And then bring the train above this street all the way down. Then where does it go? Does it make its way over here and connect? That might be really cool. We can maybe move the fire helicopter depot and bring the train in here. Maybe bring it in above here. Above the 8x8 fountain that doesn't exist. People still visit it anyway. Ideas, ideas. Okay. Let's get creative with it. Let's do a train bridge from here, and this neighborhood, which was once quiet. What do we call it? We didn't even give it a name. It's part of the Sterling district, so yeah, it's gonna have some interesting stuff happening. Let's bring the train under the bridge for one thing. We know we're gonna do that, so let's bring it under here. So that's cool. That's gonna work. And then let's look at raising it up. Let's start with, or rather, let's go with the 16 meter. Let's assume that we've already raised it to here. Or, alternately, let's take this and say, okay, it's going this way. Just kind of trying to plan this out. I wonder if we can carve it through here and raise it up. So let's say we take this 16 meter here. We come through here. We have to take off the snapping. It doesn't work as well. Let's bring it to here. Let's bring it up some. Is there a high enough that's good enough for that? No, there's not. So that house may have to move out after all. Didn't want to have to do that to you. Gonna try to make that work for you. But let's go with that. Then, here we have the ferry. We could bring this all the way down the road here. And possibly, I was gonna say possibly across. But let's use regular train tracks for this. And it should make a bridge. If we do it right, the ferries will go underneath, which may look pretty cool. Now that connected down here, that's not right. So I'm wondering, there we go, anarchy off. If we can upgrade this and force it to be a bridge. Yeah, there we go. That looks more like a bridge. And I think the ferry will actually go underneath. That should be shaped in such a way that the ferry will go. I'm hoping it misses the columns. If it doesn't, we can kind of move them. But I like how that looks. We don't have any supports on this. Oh, we do. There they are. And they are on either side of the street, so I'm cool with that. Then, yeah, I'm thinking that we bring it down this street, which means that we do need to move it some. No, not like that. So if we have it pointed in this direction, it means we have kind of a curved bridge, or we could move the middle of the bridge too, so it straightens the bridge out. How does that look over here? It's on the sidewalk, but that's still fine. In fact, I mean, we could also do this. Kind of fudge it to make it look however we want it to look. So it's on the sidewalk on the other side. That's fine. So now I'm thinking that we bring this straight down the street with the 16 meter raised type. We don't force the bridge type, because it doesn't have to be that much more structurally sound over the road apparently. There we go. So now let's bring that in, and we're going to stamp it at every intersection if we can. Okay, we're good here. So now that we're here, where do we want to go with that? We wanted to actually probably curve it in, and actually this is much higher than we wanted it to be, so let's do that all the way down. Oh yeah, it even came up right here. That's weird. Bring it down. The whole thing down. Maybe down even more. The bridge is already kind of high. How high off the ground are we here? We come up some. To where the actual like pillar touches the ground there. How does that look? Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Okay, so we may not keep this end piece, because what I'm thinking is that it would be a good opportunity to connect over here. Then we could also take it in another direction as well, so we could maybe have a Y right here. But again, we have to think about how this is going to look. Can't exactly have a train go above the helicopter depot. This might be a place where I'm willing to concede a little bit more on going ahead and bringing this down underground. So let's grab this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. Or 5, I think that was 5. We'll bring it all the way across here. And then we'll curve it, bring it up here along the road. 1, 2, 3, 4. So is that still at ground level? Okay, that came up to ground level. I'm cool with that. Then I think what we want to do here is take out this last section, give it a curve. Keep wanting to come back to road for that. We'll bring it straight out from here. Yeah, we can manually make that work. Curve it over. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Sometimes it wants to do the whole space is already occupied thing. When you're building with train tracks, and I don't know why, but if you come at it from the other direction, it'll snap to and connect. There we go. Fine tune. And then this side, let's take just a little bit of this curve out. Bring this over some. There we go. Now we can bring this straight out. Straight, I said. To the other side of that path. That looks good. And then just connect them, really. So a train can go that distance now. And they can pull out from the other side. I'm wondering if intercity trains will still try to use this track to cross it. Like to cross the city. I hope not. But I guess we'll see. And I'm also thinking that we'll do like a Y off of this in the other direction too, and take a train down in this direction at some point. Let's go ahead and create the Y just so that we know that it looks good. Let's start from over here, come straight out and connect. And you are way too low. Bring those up to about the same. Which I think we had the... No, that's much higher. Bring it down some. Yeah, I like that. And then it'll run alongside the road when we do put that in. So this here, curve in some. Still looks good, goes straight in that direction. We could probably take this node here and bring it down some. It is interesting that the train has to like step down and it can't like slope down, but I guess whatever works. And that's still tall enough for a person, right? Yeah, that looks fine. It's like 10 feet tall. More music. So now we should consider how we want to do stops here, because we actually have the express line now going all the way around. And it's not unnecessary, but do we just want to add a stop and extend this out one more stop? I think we can do that here. We won't want to have this one line go all the way around the entire map, however. I think we can add one more stop. I don't think that'll kill us. side to the other side, they need to ride the thing, but maybe we'll give them a better option at a later time. And we do have intra-city trains trying to use this as well. I don't necessarily see them tying anything up. I wonder if they cross over and... No, they always drive on the right side. I wonder if they could pass each other here, though. If somebody stopped and the other one needs to get through. Like, let's try to find an orange train behind a blue train. There's a blue train. Blue. Orange coming out there, but... not yet. Just kind of wondering how that behavior works. Oh, we have like industry trains coming down through here too. Don't know if I like it. I mean, right now I don't foresee an issue because there aren't any blue trains in front of it. They're all headed back. I don't know, man. They're gonna start using that, and they're not gonna use this anymore. Okay. For now, we'll allow it, and we may expand the number of rails later or something. We could actually possibly go up to 4, I think, with modded train tracks, so we may have to look at expanding that. Yeah, no issues yet. Okay, so then let's look at getting a train down here to Pancake Town. I kind of like the idea of a raised walkway and then just like a little disconnected road with a train station over here. Maybe we could do it raised on this side of the water, in which case we want to move these electrical lines. They're just still connected to our old means of power. So we'll just bring that over here to this side of the road. Anyway, I'm all over the place. What I was thinking was make something look like a path. And I know that you can get modded zonable paths, but now we'll just use like this small industry road. We'll put a stretch of it right here. And it doesn't have to be down into the ground like that. In fact, preferably it wouldn't be. So bring it up. There we go. And then let's also have it follow the road, or follow the train track rather. in that way. Okay, so now let's pause for a moment in case any trains are coming through. We don't have any train lines that come down through here yet. Let's go ahead and add in our train station. We'll have matching train stations across town. Oh, it's going to be back a little bit. Okay, that's fine. We'll just clear out a little bit more. And aim appropriately. We'll connect the train line here. Connect it here. That one looks good. This one needs just a minor adjustment to even that out some. There we go. And then it'll need, it has power. It's on pause. It has nearby power. And water. Oh, it already had water because our main water line actually comes down through here. So that's cool. So now let's kind of give them a pedestrian bridge here. Debating on whether to make them walk all the way down to the end of Piper Street to cross, which makes the most sense here. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Let's connect some of these though, because we know we're going to need them to actually walk through. So let's go from like here to here. Oh, come on, can you connect between the houses? You can. Okay, perfect. So if you're walking from over here, let's get some more in between houses here. I could do a riverside walk here. You know what? That house is in the way. I need that to go there. Okay. Let's connect it between here. Yeah, that works nicely. Imagining people walking from one side of the neighborhood to the other. Chicken Road needs its connection as well. All these paved driveways that come out to Chicken Road. Hey, how's it going, Eschatonks? Sorry I missed your message a few minutes ago. It's been actually a little slow tonight, but no, it's been really chill. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see, do we need any up here? Yes, we probably do. So let's go ahead and connect this as well. We will need to check on those buses. In fact, we'll probably need to upgrade them to make sure that we can get people out to... It's a cable car. I thought that was another car driving across the countryside. Yeah, we'll probably need to upgrade our bus lines and rethink them a little bit. I kind of like the idea of utilizing the trains and maybe minimizing the buses a little bit, but no, maybe not minimizing, but maybe just rezoning them in such a way that they connect those areas a little bit better. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're grinding high-pixel skyblock. No, you're good. Thank you for tuning in and everything. Thanks for the support. I'll actually need to check that out. High-pixel skyblock. Is it Minecraft related? Oh, it's a server. I think I've heard of it before. Is it the like the RPG, like the RP server? Let's see if they're down here. We'll bring them across. Get through here. Oh, okay. I may go back to playing Minecraft before too long. I might put it in my, like, I'd probably play it on a Wednesday if we don't get enough people for a party stream, or one of my extra streams. I might do it because I have been messing around with the new shader packs. Got a really beautiful looking installation right now, but I haven't had a reason to really play it recently, other than, you know, I might stream it. So that might be pretty cool. Okay, so what we want to do here is we want to take a path and we want to build it raised across. And I'm wondering if there is if we can force a bridge for a pedestrian path. If there's like a bridge pedestrian path theme. So let's see here. If we go from here over to here. So anarchy or not just raises it more. So that would work for the ferries. And come over here. I don't want to disturb the rocks. I mean, we could put the rocks right back again, but let's see. We'll bring it over like that. So let's just tentatively place this first. That looks super weird. And then let's move some stuff around. Okay, so we have this node here, which we can move more to the middle of that land. We have this node here, which I'd like to actually have in the middle of the rocks here, which I think would be pretty cool. You did a weird. That's very strange. Okay. It's fine, though. We can raise and lower them as we need. We don't need you anymore. So this node here. Okay, that's kind of what I'm thinking there. And then let's take this side. Move that over and down because it's going to be meeting the ground here nearby. Over a bit more. Okay, I like that. Comes down to here. This can be a little lower. And then we connect them here. Oh, that kind of looks neat. So I kind of wish then that we had a pole here, which I don't know if we can copy them or not. Let's see. I don't want the node. I want the actual little pole thing. Is that? Yeah, that's it. Okay, can we copy it? Copy, paste. Yeah, we copied it. So let's bring it in under here somewhere, like right there, and then we'll select it, and no, not destroy it, select it, raise it up. Yeah, like that. Yeah, that looks cool. Maybe even bring it in a little bit. And then down so it's under the road. Yeah, like that. Kind of even. Up and down, up and down. Maybe not so much up. Maybe take that and that. Maybe lower them just a little bit. Give them just like a hint of waviness. And the ferries pass under just fine. Just making sure. Yeah, they're good. Give them a little bit of a haircut. Okay, so this side here, I think we can go ahead and bring this just all the way down to the ground. Kind of want to see what that would look like. Okay. And then, yeah, we just bring this path to ground level. Bring it to right here in front of the station. And and see if we can give a crosswalk here. I think that will work for what we want. We can even bring this over a little bit to line it up a little bit better. So they should be able to just walk to and from right here. It's 2 lengths right there. Let's say this end here can be brought in. This end here can be brought in. Sure, and let's bring it up. So that looks a little bit better. If I see any cars parked here, I'm going to be really weirded out. But, yeah, so now, we just want to connect this over here. So let's bring this in down a little bit more, maybe. Although it was barely missing the ferry. So let's leave it where it's at. Let's bring this down. Oh, is it loud? That means it may have been loud this whole time. Let's turn that down. Thank you for letting me know. Is that better, or is that about the same? Better? Awesome. Yeah, if you ever can't hear me over the music or anything, please just let me know, because, yeah, I've recently had to upgrade my audio settings. It's been a little bit of a challenge. Yeah, and this one I definitely noticed came in really, really hype. Let's take that out. Let's go down to ground level. There we go. And give us a little bit more. I wanted to give more cement here. Take that down to the point where it doesn't have handrails. No, we cannot. Oh, we're still forcing bridge, aren't we? We are. Yeah, I can kind of see it on the levels here. There we go. Thank you very much for letting me know. I definitely want a more pleasant experience for you. There we go. More concrete for them to walk over onto. A couple crosswalks here in case they're coming from the other direction. I would remove one just for aesthetic purposes, but kind of automatically does that in front of the ferry here. Alright, so we have this long walkway now. And now that I look at it, we could probably have used a cable car. But we'll go with what we got for now. Don't know what happened with you, but you go down. Probably where we lowered that. Okay. So yeah, it doesn't have bridge pieces. So while I do kind of like this bumpiness here, kind of looks neat. And I guess it does have like the most bridginess that it gets is these handrails. I'm not sold on it, so maybe we'll do the cable cars later. But for now, I'm thinking we may want to do like a partial section train. This train just kind of goes off, yeah, and out. But I think I might want to just start a train line here. And just have it go from here. I clicked. Create a new line. And come out to here, add a stop. And come back. No, we can't. Now, what is wrong? Why can you not go between the two? You can exit this way. Let's see. Create a new line. Add a stop. It doesn't seem to want to highlight a new stop here. Like if I created a new line here and acted like I was going to add a stop, yeah, see it highlights. So what was our issue before when it couldn't find the path? It wasn't connected properly. I haven't seen any trains come through here yet, so let's pause for a moment. Let's take a look. Did this connect properly? I think it looks like it did, but you never know. right? I mean, if we zoom out, looks like it's connected. We don't have any intercity trains coming through here right now, which makes me think that maybe we borked something, but let's tear a couple out on either side, just to make sure. Let's connect from the outside in. Is your rail junction mixed properly? Maybe that's bored. It does cross over when it connects to the actual train station, so I would think that that would prevent that from being an issue, right? Or at least you would hope. Now, we did have anarchy on when we placed it, but you know, let's actually replace them without anarchy on just to make sure. The one near the other station. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Let's check that. So I would hope that that would still allow for the intercity trains. We'll see if any spawn and come through again. So let's see here. Because yeah, when we were connecting the train on the other side, nope, here's the problem. This must have been disconnected for quite some time. And this is what I was talking about, like when you build in one direction, sometimes it won't snap properly to the train. We haven't looked at this train in, like, days, so that's crazy. That means that intercity trains haven't been coming from this direction. I guess we're kind of lucky, though, that, you know, that we have several other, like, connections that are coming in. But that's going to heavily increase the amount of traffic coming through here, I bet. Also, hopefully, yeah, see, we already got one spawned in. And also, that means that we've been missing out on some revenue that we could have gotten from intercity cargo trains that would have made their way down through here. See, they were all going up through there. Some of that stuff makes me feel so blind. But you know, it was like behind this little bridge here. I don't know. Excuses, excuses. All right, so let's try this again. Thank you very much for inspiring me to go look at that, because that definitely was the issue. And in fact, let's look at the crossover just to make sure it's good too. I've checked this several times when it was originally built just to make sure, because I didn't trust myself. And while it does get kind of hairy in here, it's all connected. Yeah, all this still looks good. That's still working from the other side of town. Okay, yeah. I think we're good now. So let's go ahead and see if we can put those stops in. So let's create a new line from here and just bring a stop up to here. And maybe to here. And back. Hi, kiddo. Thanks for joining. Alright, let's get some more music on here. Alright, so we have a new train spawned in. We have a red line now for that. Do we have any... Oh! These are tourists. You can tell by all the rainbow colors. Yeah, for anybody new joining us tonight, I recognize several of you, but for anybody new joining us tonight, I stream City Skylines on Mondays, we have a party stream on Wednesdays, and random days I do all kinds of random stuff. Like last week, literally, I did random stuff with random Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Really just kind of trying to feel out what else I would like to stream, but I like simulation games, stuff like this. I love it, so... City Skylines is my longest running stream. If you follow, you'll get notified whenever I'm on, and also I upload everything to my YouTube channel. Oh, I didn't think about that. They can't get their garbage picked up. Blast. You know, I had a silly thought. Hey, thank you for the follow. ADJL. I wonder if I could get away with having like a recycling center or an incineration plant just down here, so people come to work and just drive the trucks back and forth. Nah, I mean, that's too much for this one train station. This was just kind of a pet project. But honestly, this needs to be a car bridge. I just don't like... I like the fact that this is kind of a creative idea, but I guess they could walk across the car bridge too. All right. We'll make a car bridge and we'll tear it out. Yeah, we'll do it. It makes the most sense. I was just trying to be creative and do something interesting, which this, would be interesting. Oh man, from this angle it looks super wobbly. We'll call it an art piece and not tacky. But all right, yeah, we'll tear it out. We'll tear it out and we'll make a car bridge. Let's I would normally pause it, but this will be fun. All right, guys, float to your destinations. Oh, you guys don't have to leave town. Oh no, they're disappearing. They're too far from land. Fly! You guys made it. So terrible. Alright, so we'll take that path out. Right? I mean, especially when your mayor gives you superpowers. Use it, man. So one thing that's going to be a challenge here, though, is we need to get this up high before we cross over because the ferry's right here. You know, we can possibly bring the ferry out some. What does that look like? Let's see. Advanced techniques for buses, the bus rapid transit system. Tell me more. Let's see. Yeah, we can maybe move the nodes for this over some so that it's a little bit further away from the shore. In fact, maybe we can do this and have them like go through this little channel. That might be cool. And then they kind of dodge the rock. That just means we need to grab the orange stop here. Move the stop back to itself. Like snap off and then back on again. Maybe. Okay, I right-clicked. That was a mistake. That brought it up to here. Yeah, so we need to drag the line to add a stop. All the way down here. And then we need to drag it to add... I think we need to repaint that, actually. Let's... Yeah, we borked that, so let's take that back the other direction and say create new line and go this way. So they don't stop there, they don't stop there, that's the hub. They do stop here. They come all the way over here, they stop there, and here, and then they go up the river. They stop there, and they come all the way down this river, dodge the rocks, go through that little channel, and complete the line. So now they're yellow instead of orange. Bus rapid transit. Let me write that down, and I will check that out in between streams. So yeah, this episode I added in the Metro overhaul, and I was thinking about... Oh, is that blue? That's a different blue. Okay, I thought it was yellow for a moment, which I think it was, but now we're good. So let's change it back to orange, which is what we had before. But I think I may need to get some more pieces so that I can do above ground metro a little bit better. One sec. I'll read that. So in real life, the bus rapid transit uses buses instead or light rail, so you don't destroy buildings and it's cheaper. Then you need to have dedicated bus lanes, usually in the middle of the road. The stations are level with the bus floor, and you prepay for your ticket. The other thing is it is transponders for traffic signals, so traffic signals stay green longer and signals change green faster. Express services that are like metro lines, but on... Oh, I see Matt saying... I thought it was a continuation, but Matt's saying Like metro lines, but on roads. Yeah, I visited Portland, Oregon, and they had something similar, I think. I took a bus. It was like a regular metro bus in the middle of town, and then it got on the interstate, and it got like on like a hybrid rail and like like sped up really fast. So yeah, that's like that would be amazing if those, if I could add something like that into here. Or also, that's kind of what I was going for with the metro. Ooh, it's getting a little congested. It might be fine. I don't want to mess with car traffic right now. We're playing with trains today. Yeah. Anyway, I think that that getting the metro to work above ground would be really cool too. Oh, we ended up destroying those rocks anyway. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, let's go up and over with one of these kind of roads. I guess we can do grass on the sides. I don't think it matters once you're up in the air. Oh no. You may have said something that wasn't intended to be foul language, or even if it was, I don't really care. I just haven't appropriately set Streamlabs not to block that, so I apologize if my Streamlabs is getting onto you. Okay, let's bring this up some. We'll upgrade it to a bridge in just a moment. Yeah, sorry about that. I may be able to see it over in the other chat. Oh, you said, I think there's an asset where you can have a bus lane in the middle. Yeah, there is, I believe, and if not, I could definitely get like a modded one. And you said asset. It's definitely set way too high, so I will change that later. Apologies. We will also upgrade this to a bridge type in just a moment. I just want to get the shape right. So interestingly, I don't think I want to touch this land here just yet. But set. It's a little too risque. It's behind set, sir. Oh, we still have like more rocks under there. Let's just let's save the rocks. I actually like saving the. I was gonna say assets. There we go. Save some rocks. And let's continue this. Honestly, let me just continue it across and kind of see what this looks like first. Then we know that we're going to want it to be lower over here. So bring that down. What's the helicopter doing over here? What are you? Hold on a second. Where are you from? I can't even click on you. Oh, it's the police helicopter. Oh yeah, the articulated buses. We have a few in our town already. They're fun. They change the ones that I have are a little bit glitchy. They change color if you're far away from them. They change to white, and I have a color for them. So let's see. I kind of forced that curve in there, but I think that's fine. Okay, so now we'll kind of straighten this bridge out and then make it look like a bridge. That needs to come up some so it looks more natural for the ferries to go underneath. There we go. And then this. I kind of think that if we use our terrain tool here, kind of draw this out a little bit. This might be interesting. As long as it still looks like the ferry passes through here comfortably. Buses on BRT systems are always bendy buses. Asia, Central America, South America have a lot of BRT systems, usually multiple lines. Yeah, I'm going to check that out. Maybe we can replicate something similar. I think we can make this look better if we move that. Ooh, wow, that got really weird. Yeah, we'll move it over here. And then down. Whoa! You guys do a nosedive. Straighten you out in that direction. Kinda. It can have a little bit of a turn. I just didn't want it to be too extreme. There we go. And the ferry comes through here. And this doesn't have to be up as high at all. And now what we'll do, now that we have the shape right, let's go ahead and force the use of bridges and upgrade. Oh, I thought that would work. What do we miss? Anarchy off. Maybe... Oh, I see. These kind of roads don't have that. I mean, I guess we could temporarily use this kind just for style purposes. And then have it just kind of come down into here. '99 Beeline. This could look better right here. I always thought that the bridge parts look weird when they're sloped. That might be too sloped. Alright, so the more I look at this, the more I'm thinking this could move. But not much. Just over here, right? The ferries will move. Yeah, the ferries moved with it. 4 lanes going uphill. It's a bit of a slope. We're not going to have many cars going that way. Oh. Unless they just come from nowhere. But let's see. It's really steep, but it's not like unrealistically steep. I guess I could bring it down a little bit. I just don't like a slopey bridge. How's it look coming underneath? You got like 10 feet. We could bring down this. Not a true BRT. I mean, some cities like to do their own thing. Particularly in North America, I feel like a lot of metros want to be different. All right, so that's an industrial train that's just going to pass through. Cool. So I think it'll be neat to see some of these kind of go back and forth and drop people off. Anybody ride it over here? Let's find out. If you don't mind me asking, Matt, what city is that in? Or at least what region is it in? I think we talked about you being in Vancouver before, or Canada. Vancouver is on the top of my list for cities that I would like to live in if I ever moved to Canada. I like the Pacific Northwest. Cool, so we have some cars coming over here now. We could give a little bit of parking here. Are they? I'm just imagining them being crazy, but also polite because they're Canadian, so... Hey, out of the way, buddy. Cleveland BRT. I've been through Cleveland, too. Nice. Let's continue this road just a little bit here. Can we select that? Maybe. I just want to select it. Net picker, please. There we go. Oh, it wants that kind. Oh, it upgraded. We didn't want that. We wanted this kind of road. Oh, we were on the upgrade tool. Netpicker apparently did not like working with the upgrade tool selected. Wi-Fi at bus shelters is a wave of the future. I rode the buses as a teenager. I mean, I didn't have Wi-Fi as a teenager anyway. Barely had dial-up internet at home as a teenager. But the idea of like watching videos or something while waiting for the bus is like would have blown my mind. So I think, yeah, they're in here. I always lose track of these parking lots. Let's find a decent one. It's industrial, 5x6 corner. 4x8. Now we want something like 8x4, like longer than it is. Hey, there's 9x3. How does that look? I placed it. What does that look like? That looks blank. I think it's missing its assets. Cleveland's BRT cost $200 million US. They got a lot back in return, about a couple billion back over the entire time it's been open. Cleveland, from... Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't been all over the city, but Cleveland seemed very, very tightly packed, so it was probably a huge undertaking to, like... And I guess that would explain the advantage of having one of those kinds of systems. Let's see, 14x4. How does that look? Did that do weird stuff on the train track? Kind of. It overlaps the train track some. We don't want that. Let's move it to the other side here. There we go. People can park over here. It's kind of neat looking. And then let's put in a... Oh, they have a crosswalk here. We can put in another one. One kilometer apart, all doorboarding streets are redesigned to improve travel time. High capacity articulated buses, at least every 10 minutes in peak times. That's amazing. I'm lucky if a bus comes by every like half hour here. Can we put one in there? It doesn't seem to want to let us put in crosswalks here. Is that because this is so close? If we move it away just a little bit. That's interesting. Maybe it's the type of road. I guess we'll upgrade it. We originally had the industrial type to kind of match a little bit better. We could pull it away from the train station just a little bit here. Is that what's up? Yeah, that was it. I bet, well, no. Don't know yet. Crosswalk, please. Yeah, there we go. That was it. The road was just a little bit too close to the train station. There we go. Parking is now connected. Where are you headed, man? You didn't have to come all the way across the bridge. Automated. I would imagine that something like that you would eventually just automate it anyway. If it's just on a track and it doesn't cross the road. If it crosses the road, that would be... I don't know. I go back and forth between whether or not I would trust automated systems with, like, interactions with human traffic. Oh, it's all in the sky. So it doesn't even come down out and, like, cross the road at any point. Because if it doesn't, then that sounds a lot safer, but... Wait up, what's up with this guy? Oh, he had to stop to tie his shoe. I think he's a tourist. I think he's just hanging out. Is he a tourist? Oh, we have the Move It tool on. That would be awesome if we could actually just, like... Pierce Jackson. He is a tourist. He's visiting. He's leaving the city, but he was here to visit the small playground. Okay, you get out of here. Okay, so yeah, we've spent enough time over here. This bridge turned out okay. The ferry now kind of comes over here through this little channel. Kind of redirects itself, kind of runs aground a little bit. I think that's kind of funny. Okay. So where else do we want our train to touch? Now, it would be really cool if we can get some train stuff over here. It is 8:57 p.m. on a Wednesday. Rush hour has been pretty self-sufficient. Oh, fires in our lumber district would not be great. There comes the cavalry. Please put that out. Thank you. Automated above ground is snow. Snow might trigger the track intrusion alarms. So they have STAs? Stations? STAs at the front of all trains to take over just in case. Sky train attendant. Oh, okay. Can they plow through the snow, or should they actually still be stopped for the snow? I would imagine they'd be built for the snow, considering it's Canada. So some raw materials needed there. Maybe next episode we'll get back into our industry a little bit. We have some crime here in the small park. That guy was visiting a park. Well, he was visiting like a playground, which is worse. But I thought maybe that would be a little bit too coincidental. Alright, so anyway, what I was saying was, it would be cool if we could connect our train a little bit further on the south side of town. Let's see if we have any train connections down here. I don't know if we do, and it's very hard to see at night, but there's a train. So let's follow this track and kind of see where it comes out. 99% on time performance. 270 stations on the London Underground, which does not include Overground and Docklands Light Railway. So what you're saying is he's just a little bit of a nerd, but that's cool because we're all a bit of transportation nerds here and we're all welcome. Okay, so this comes down through here, crosses over some water right here, and a little bridge. There's our city out that way. We're on the south side of town. We're kind of coming up here behind the Mulberry Hills area, and we had a bit of an extension here where we were putting some, you know, garbage services, but the train comes out to here. So some sort of connection maybe across here to come down through Initech and Mulberry Hills and then to join up wherever it was down here. Oh, it goes underneath. Right there. Maybe to join up here in like a triangle. That might be neat. And then we could bring it over, because honestly, I bet it connects here somewhere, because it goes under here, comes out here, goes that way. Where's the one over here? There's one in the middle of the interstate over here. We didn't build this. This came pre-built on the map. Okay, they connect. They've got to connect over here somewhere. Do they connect underground? Do they have like an underground? They do. They have an underground triangle here for the train to connect. I didn't even know that existed. We have uncovered some interestingness. Another guy did a bigger step. All 2,566 national rail stations in Great Britain, and then all 198 stations in the Republic of Ireland and North Ireland, which is run by, I can't pronounce that. That's sort of in Gaelic, isn't it? Larenrod Iron. I probably butchered that. So I'm imagining this like the Animaniac song about all of the countries. Irish Rail. Gotcha. So IARNROD is like railroad? Is it, oh, is it like Iron Road? Iron Road Iron? That's kind of cool. I didn't know that. Yeah. Iron Rod. Iron Road. So the real trick here, I think, is going to be getting our rail to this side of the river. I mean, we could just do a straight up big old raised rail bridge right here. Public. Nahiren. Ireland. Ireland. Is like the L kind of silent or like in the back of the throat? Is that why there's no L in Ireland? So I'm thinking here if we bridge off of this, we'd have an interesting like triangle shape of two bridges meeting together right here and then crossing over. Would that look weird? Maybe. Also, I think it would look better if it came straight across here, which means we should bunch these up a little bit more or move them again. We moved them initially just because we wanted to get them out of town. Are they? Yeah, they're operating. There's a Welsh name with a stupidly long name. It's spelled... Oh, I've seen this before. I've seen like the road sign that someone took a picture with, and I've like heard someone pronounce it, and I'm not gonna... Okay, fine. Lanferp Wilgwing Ilgagarich Werndrob Willian Tisilogogogach. Which means, where did I bury my bologna sandwich? I believe that it is near the cornfield. You can pronounce it. I applaud you. It's one of those things that I would probably look up on Wikipedia just to like hit the please pronounce this button and just listen to an automated voice pronounce it. Okay, we're going to move these. Let's see if we're going to have a train coming across here. We'll move them over to the other side of the river. We've kind of gotten away from using these, but there's no sense in completely getting rid of them. So we might as well just put them there. And then I guess we'll run a power line across here. Go for it. Twitter, yeah, Twitter would be probably better, and I could check that out. Okay, and then for this one, we'll kind of come up to the other side of the track, because I think that's what we did over here. Yeah, I'll just bring that across. Not too worried about that, it kind of blends in. Do we not grab it? Are we too far? Are we too far out? I mean, I can use the move it tool here and just get rid of it that way. There we go. Don't tell me what I can't bulldoze. I think we're a little bit too far away from town, so we may start getting to where we can't build things if we get too far over here. Because, yeah, we're getting towards the edge of the map. From Welsh, it translates as St. Mary's Church in the hollow of the White Hazel near to the rapid whirlpool of Yanti Cilio of the Red Cave. I mean, that's close to where did I bury my peanut butter sandwich? And something not to be proud about, Vancouver owns the oldest operating D60LF in North America. Yeah, I mean, that is something, whenever I hear about, like, the oldest operating thing, like the oldest operating elevator in the country, I don't want to ride it. Alright, let's see if we can get a train bridge across here. We'll kind of start it off raised. And we'll convert it to bridge momentarily if it doesn't give us one off the bat. But yeah, we'll start it off like up here. That high, maybe. And we'll just bring it... No, we'll come down some. Union Pacific restored the oldest operating system in steam engine. Okay, yeah, I mean, if it's refurbished, I guess that's fine. If it's, like, still running on the original parts, I'd be a little bit more worried. Okay, yeah, I think we want to come straight across here. Okay, how does that... That did, like, a weird downhill thing. I didn't want that. I guess we can kind of raise it up here and then grab the ones in the middle, do the same. But the thing is we have to do them one at a time and not as a group. Oh, you know what? There is a tool for this. Let's try. The more I use them, the more I'll get used to them. We can select... Can I not select that one? So strange. Okay, let's select those. There is a tool to level them. Alignment tools. Align in place. Align as a group. Random. Align mirror. Immediately align objects to terrain height. The terrain height is the bottom of the river. No. And it was immediately flooded. Okay, we'll try this again. Also, I found out the reason I couldn't grab that electric pole earlier. We still had our bulldozer on the underground setting. So is this going to, let's zoom in, still doing its, yeah, there we go, much better. Okay, let's take a look at that from a distance. That's much better. That's kind of what we were looking for. Almost straight across. Great. Okay, so this is actually a little closer than I thought it would be. We could start it coming down a little bit here. Sorry, I missed a few. Let's see. Yeah, refurbishing. That I'm all for. Like, recycling, refurbishing. If it's actually, like, you know, checked and brought up to codes and everything, that's fine. Toronto's retiring their Orion 7s from 2008 or from 2006. Toronto is a whole country away. Okay, so this, I would think that if we brought it over here, and then if we took this and brought it over here, I don't want the bridge piece. Those will start there. It's kind of what I was thinking. Sort of a Y into there. Can we make it look a little bit more symmetrical? That might break it if we're not careful, but... Will you let me click you? Oh, we still have the marquee tool selected as well. Salt eats away at the metal. That's another thing that I haven't played with, is the winter expansion for City Skylines, which you have to have, like, specifically on a winter map, which I didn't really like that. I haven't been inspired to play with that expansion yet. I have it. I have all the expansions. I bought it right away when it came out, and then I just haven't done it yet. But a lot of the things that came along with it, you can still play with. You just can't do the ice and stuff. Alright, so now we have a bridge. Getting close to the end of the night. Let's see if we can get a station over here, at least, by the Initech district before we close up for the evening. We have a nice long straight stretch of road right here, and that seems like an ideal place for a train stop. And we've been using this Mojiko train station just because it looks nice and classic, and I think this might be a great place for it. Let's kind of put it towards the end here of the road, and let's maybe bring this node here down a little bit so that it kind of looks even. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so now we can just sort of figure out a good way to get this train over. Oh, let's get you some power. Probably some water. Maybe some water, we'll see. You may already have it. Oh, you're good. So let's take the train, just the tracks, straight out from here. Let's actually add the snapping back for now. So we'll go straight does that look? Does that do weird stuff on the ground? Kind of. I may bring it up here so that it doesn't look weird. And then we'll come up over this. So we'll go ahead and bring it out to here, and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And across. Oh, you're good there. Anarchy that in. Oh, and it actually got rid of the post that was going to be here. It looked like the post was going to be in between the road. Okay, whatever. And then, yeah, we just want to bring it back down. In fact, let's back this up some. Is that good? I didn't make it crooked, did I? No, that's probably going to be fine there. And then we'll bring it down. Oh, we still have the move it tool on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Interesting. Must be a little lower on this side. And this is where we want to check and make sure it doesn't do that weird, like, disconnect thing. Yeah, looks good. Looks all connected here. This could probably just curve straight over here. So let's see. Start with this out to here. Curve to meet the bridge right there. Deselect just to check it. Alright, so let's follow the train track just to kind of make sure that we don't have any weird hills and wonkiness. This looks good. Kind of comes up all of a sudden there. Let's space this out a little bit further. Give it a little bit more of a slope there. Comes over. Sort of slopes back down a little bit more gradually here. Let's just lower that a little bit. So this is the part that looked kind of odd because it kind of sinks down right here. Thought that looked a little weird, so let's just bring that up. It could be a little bridge. Yeah. Alright, and there's our stop. And I think we can, since we have one right here, and it just kind of comes up and touches with this other hub up here, we can probably add to that line and have them bounce back and forth between those three for now. That might be a cool idea. So let's just add another stop to this line. Let's take the red out further. Add a stop. So the question is, though, is there a stop on both sides here? It's hard to see, but I don't think so. I think we need to drag a line to add a stop there on this side. There we go. So it comes through. Or not. Let's see. Drag a line to add a stop. As long as both sides have a stop here, I think we're good. And I think that's the case. So let's follow it. I guess that's not the one. This is the one. And with that, I think that's going to end the episode for us tonight. Might need to clear some trees out next time. But it's been fun messing with the trains this evening. Thanks for the new followers, and I'll be back with some more City Skylines next Monday. Wednesday we'll be playing another party game show. What game are we going to play this time? Maybe some more Pummel Party. That'll be fun. And yeah, and then we'll see if I get back on this weekend for some more randomness. But yeah, it's been a pleasure, and as always, I'll see you next time.